What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like Caitlin Clark is topping this year 2024 ESPY list with 3 nominations. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Caitlin Clark is simply taking over the sports world because as of right now, she is nominated for 3 ESPYs, and I truly believe she's going to get all 3 of them, bruh. They ain't playing no games with Caitlin Clark. Her fan base is going to be on a raft like no other if she don't win these 3 awards. Now, before we get into the ESPY breakdown, there's new information that has been released about Caitlin Clark and her viewership numbers. It's being reported that WNBA TV viewership data proves Caitlin Clark carries the lead. Caitlin Clark WNBA game draws significant more viewers on average than the rest of the league as a whole. Clark and the Indiana Fever lost to Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky this past weekend, and the game was the most watched WNBA matchup in more than 2 decades after averaging 2.3 million views on ESPN. It was just the latest example of how Caitlin Clark's star power and draw is unlike anything the WNBA has ever seen before. Caitlin Clark WNBA game averaged twice as many viewers than other games. Games featuring Clark averaged 1.1 million views according to data released by Fox this past week. Just 428,000 viewers at this time last year watched the WNBA, and they only averaged just 300,000 views according to data that was released. That means that Clark is more than doubling the current average and nearly quadrupling the viewership from last season alone. The impressive viewership data doesn't stop there. Sports Media Watch reported this past Tuesday that 9 games have had at least 1 million viewers this season. 8 of them feature Caitlin Clark. There's simply no way anyone can deny the impact Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA. They owe it all to the young superstar. And guys, this is the Caitlin Clark effect on all levels, dog. The WNBA would not be relevant, not whatsoever, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. People just got to keep it real. A lot of people trying to debate, well, they was going up an upward spiral. No, bro. Caitlin Clark has quadrupled the views in regards to the WNBA compared to years past, and we already know they had the most watched game in the last 23 years when she played Angel Reese. You owe that all to Caitlin, bruh. Moving on to another story, as reported earlier, Caitlin Clark is taking over the ESPYs as well. It's being reported that the 2024 ESPYs nominations, Caitlin Clark is up for 3 different awards, dog. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark leads the way with 3 different ESPY award nominations: Best Athlete, Women's Sports, Best Record-Breaking Performance, Best College Athlete, Women's Sports, in recognition of her record-setting career at Iowa. Now, a lot of fans is debating if Caitlin Clark is going to win all 3. There's no need to debate, bro. There's no comparison. Caitlin Clark is 90%, possibly, allegedly, going to win all 3 of these damn awards, dog. I ain't got time to play no games. She's that darn good. Moving on to another story, new information has come out about Caitlin Clark and the Caitlin Clark effect. She actually averaged more views than the WNBA Finals, which is crazy. Let's pull it up right now. Caitlin Clark averaged 1.1 million views per game. The 2023 WNBA Finals was just 728,000 views, which that was record-breaking for its time. But as of right now, ain't nothing stopping Caitlin Clark. Moving on to another story, man. Yesterday, Caitlin Clark chopped it up with the media, let it be known exactly what went down in that Chicago Sky game, and we finna have a recap of that moment for those of you guys who might not have caught that video. Let's roll the footage.
I think we got away with that versus Atlanta, and then it really, kind of caught us versus Chicago. Just a lot of fouls, gave up a lot of and ones, but I think we let our offense dictate how we're going to play defense in the 4th quarter, and we got away with some stuff in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd quarters, and then the 4th quarter we didn't get as lucky, and but mostly defensive, yeah.
You talked about getting away from pick and roll stuff and side-to-side movement late in the game. When you watched the film of it, did you get a sense of why?
Yeah, I think we just kind of were looking at each other for each other to go make a play. I think we could have gotten to more pick and rolls right in the middle, whether it's me and AB, whether it's Kelsey and AB or Liz, whoever it is. I think we could have called for one. A lot of the times we were getting the late shot clock and we just had to chuck up a bad shot when we could have easily just pulled the ball out and kind of got into a middle pick and roll. So I thought we could have done a better job in that area.
As a point guard, what do you say or try to say in those kind of moments where you feel like you need to steer everybody to something else?
Yeah, I think it's, I'm trying to navigate that, obviously, as a rookie. Like, yeah. I'm trying to, run the offense and get the flow of the offense. You're trying to, manage the game, but also I thought we kind of almost played too slow. Like, those first 3 quarters we played with really good pace. We were great in transition, and obviously it's hard to do that when you can't get stops on the defensive end, too. So I think we could have still played with a little bit faster of a pace rather than trying to slow the game down a little bit on the offensive end. But I think for me, just be more assertive with the ball in my hands. Like, call for those ball screens, You want to be in that action. That's the hardest action to guard, so that's what we have to get to.
How does kind of the improvement of that communication come? Does it really start in practice, or do you think it really takes its shape in game, in game time situations?
Yeah, I think it starts in practice, but also film doesn't lie. You go back and you watch the film, and that's where you learn, and then you come out and try to execute on the court. But it'll get better with time, as much as we play with each other. I'm not sure we've been in a game where we've been up by that much and really blown the lead there in the 4th quarter. So I think it was just a great learning opportunity for us. And like I said, film never lies, so it was great to go back and watch. As painful as that can be sometimes, it really teaches you a lot.
Let's go off that. You guys kind of went 4 straight and losing the fashion. How do you think the team, has been handling that as of late? Practice, travel?
Yeah, I mean, it stinks. Like, it was a game we felt like we could have, won and put ourselves in a position to win after 3 quarters. And even, I think we were up 12 with 7 minutes to play in the game, if I'm not mistaken. So I think you can't dwell on it too much, but it can't happen again. I think it's one you go back and watch the film and, you get in those situations. Like, if we have another situation where we're up, 15 in the 4th quarter, you have to be able to still attack and be aggressive, but also play really great defense. You can't foul as much. That stops the clock. That's free points when the clock's not even moving. That's the worst thing that you can do. So I think those things, and like I've said, we're in an inexperienced group. You have to learn from it. That's the only thing you can do. So
how do you strike the delicate balance of taking the shot late in games and taking over versus making the right basketball play, getting out everyone else involved?
Yeah,
especially again being a rookie, that's
difficult. It's hard because obviously the passing had worked really well up until the 4th quarter, and then everything just got really stagnant. So I think that's a balance you kind of find. I think I probably could have been a little more assertive there in the 4th quarter with a couple looks, but at the same time, after I said after the game, I trust my teammates. You got to make the right basketball play all the time and give them a chance to, do what they can do because you trust them, and I'm going to make that play every single time. Was there a couple looks that I probably could have shot? Absolutely. Or been a little bit more aggressive to call into a ball screen or get downhill and try to draw a foul because they were making foul calls. I think all of that is just kind of a learning thing for myself.
Got time, 2 more.
What have you enjoyed about these Sky games all being so close? You guys play so differently than they do. Have they been kind of fun for you in that way?
Yeah, I think they've all been really fun, and obviously I think they've all been on a weekend, so the crowds have been tremendous. Obviously our crowds have been tremendous every single game that we've had, and then we go there and the crowd was really great too and really into it, and the environment was fun, and I think it was just a great display of basketball, honestly.
Last one. So you won your last award last night. There's a lot of young players who look up to you around the nation. What advice would you have for those young kids who want to reach your level one day?
Yeah, I think just work really hard. I think no matter what point you're at in your career or how old or how young you are, I think just be confident in what you can do, but also it takes a lot of hard work, and there's going to be highs and lows throughout it all. That's certainly how my career's gone. There's been amazing moments, but that's because there's been really hard moments too. So I think just, believe in yourself more than anything else. Have that belief and that confidence, and that'll get you really far.
That was Caitlin Clark setting the record straight about that Chicago Sky game. Now, they will be back in action tomorrow night against the Seattle Storm. You guys do not want to miss it. This is all the news that I got for you. As more new information come out, you can count on me to let you know. Get down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bills on because I'm going to bring you the news. And until next time, man, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.